So here's your engine. It's on its side, on its back end, and I'm going to remove some of this dirt here on the back so I can remove the sump by undoing them bolts, hopefully without too much problems. I've got my air impact gun, should I need to. We'll clean off all this grime first, and we'll set about that. So this is a Mk25 Villiers engine that came out of a Wrigley's truck. Don't know the exact date of it. I imagine it's from the 50s, possibly earlier, possibly later. I don't have the identifying plate. So we have problems with this engine. So basically it wouldn't run. When drained the oil, it was just horrible black sludge. So basically I've stripped it down to more or less more or less everything, apart from the crank. I'm leaving the crank in. And I've just cleaned it up on the inside. And we're away to do a rebuild and hopefully get it running again. So, first of all, I've cleaned up the mating surfaces here for the gasket. I've had to make my own gasket. The other ones are difficult to come by, especially the cylinder base gasket. But I'll talk about that later. Anyway, first things first. I'm going to have to put this, I don't know what you call this thing, but it's sort of, the piston crank comes round and stirs it up and sort of splashes it around inside the engine. So it's some sort of device for keeping the oil in and helping it circulate. So that goes together with some, actually it's not 10mm, this is working in imperial sizes. So I'm not absolutely sure of the size. Slightly bigger than 10mm, I believe. But I do have some old spanners and things that are imperial size that should fit, as opposed to metric. So, always come in handy. So these come with washers and spring washers. I'll get them on and tighten them up. And then fit the sump and the new paper gasket that I made. This was using slightly thinner gasket paper, I think about 1/2 mil, and that's going to fit over there. And then we can put the sump on. That'll be fun. Right. I'll tighten them up. Don't know the torque, I'll just make sure they're tightened up well. So, I found out what this is called. This, according to the Villiers Mk20 and Mk25 spare parts list, it's called an oil trough. There you go. So, I've cleaned up the mating surfaces here, and I'm just away to add the gasket, which I've actually greased. I kind of like greasing my gaskets, it makes them easier to take off. So, let's get this sorted. take it apart, I use this, but it's quite awkward. There's a much better and simpler method. This is a, I don't know, spanner. And what you do, you pop it in and just use it as a lever. I don't know if you can see that, but lift it down like that, lever up, and that acts as a lever to push the spring down and get your collets in. So pop it down with your thumb first. Oops. Kicked over the top. Centralise it a bit, and then just whoop, in it goes. Right, so here we go. Here's the new collets. Just pop them in as if they're ready to fall. Line them up. And this one, same again. Pop it in. Line it up. And hopefully they'll just fall into place. So that's it lined up. Now, hopefully just push them down into place. It's not as easy as I thought. Okay, let's see if we can test for a spark. I'm going to spin the crankshaft with my electric drill, and hopefully we'll see some sparks across the end of the HT lead here. That worked. That's good. Gee. Okay, here comes second go. This time I'll try not to break my wrist. Whew, wish me luck. I'll try a bit of decompression here. Decompression. Maybe that's got enough. But, scares the shit out of me, like. Here goes. I'm chicken. Come on. brilliant. And the wrist's not broken. Thank God for the decompressor. Whew. Right, get it running again. Ooh-cha. That's the kill switch, by the way. It's all good.